If I was on The Simpsons, I'd be sitting at the school like Bart with detention, writing on the chalkboard, the brewery's called 450 North. The brewery is called 450 North. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that means you don't watch my videos. But in one of my earlier videos this year, I was talking about, I believe it was one of my BrewTubers Get Together 2026 recap video. For some reason, like a dummy, I kept calling the brewery 350 North instead of 450 North. I've been to 450 North a couple times now. I went to their 450 North Corn Maze, which is amazing. It's a super awesome beer festival. They used to do it every year, but now they're going to do it every other year. I've been there 2 other times besides that, including just recently during the BrewTubers Get Together 2026. Such an awesome time. Big fan of their beers. I've reviewed a ton of their beers on my channel. So I have no idea why in that recap video I kept saying 350 North like a dullard. But if I was on The Simpsons, I would be in detention having to write 450 North hundreds of times just so I wouldn't forget that mistake. Enough about that. So I have a beer from 450 North, obviously, since I'm talking about them. And beginning of this summer, although I don't know when this video is going to come out, but the beginning of the summer of 2026, I was talking to Average Joe from the Beer Patrol, and he was telling me about Red Wine and Brew for the millionth time. And I always remember him talking about it being in Menor, and I never remember him telling me about it being in Westlake. But he told me about being in Westlake, and then I was like, oh yeah, you've told me this a dozen times or more that there's one in Westlake. So I finally went to the Westlake location, picked up a bunch of beers. I think I reviewed them all but this one. This one just got shoved to the back of my beer fridge for some reason. I don't know why. But now I'm getting to it. So this is the 450 North Fruit Fellas. And it's a Slushy XL. And their Slushy XLs always have these like slushy milkshake kind of containers on them. I paid $6.50 for it at Red Wine Brew. There's no canned on date. So I didn't pick it up at the brewery, surprisingly, even though I was just there. I actually bought this months before I went to the brewery. And this is, like I said, Slushy XL. It's a Smoothie Style Sour Ale with strawberry, pear, mango, and Cherimoya flavor. So it does say strawberry, pear, and mango, and Cherimoya flavor. So I don't know if that means they used real strawberry, real pear, real mango, and then some sort of Cherimoya flavoring, or all of these are just flavorings, or they're using all of the real ingredients. Hopefully they're using all the real ingredients. I don't know what else I can read on the can because the price tag is over a lot of the wording on the can, but I'm guessing most of that is just the government warning about not using a chainsaw underwater while you're asleep or whatever. I always get that from Fez Meets Beer because he says some obnoxious things about the government warning. I really like it. Hope that's the right name for his channel. Go check out Fez Meets Beer. Awesome dude. Need to meet him one day. Does some great reviews. He's funny. But I think that's about everything on the can to talk about. Now, I didn't know what, if I'm even pronouncing it correctly. It's Cherimoya? Cherimoya. Is it Cherimoya? Cherimoya? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. I have no idea what that is. So I had to look it up. And apparently it's the custard apple, which I have heard of the custard apple. Some people call it the custard apple, but it's called Cherimoya. And it's related to the sweet sop and sour sop. Now, I've had a bunch of different beers with sour sop. I need to go find a sour sop and actually try it to see what that flavor is. I don't think I'd ever heard of a sweet sop until I checked out the Cherimoya. If I remember correctly, and maybe I'm going off on some weird tangent, I think the sour sop is a tropical fruit, and it's like the state fruit of Ohio because it grows naturally in Ohio for some reason. Kind of weird. Maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to think that's the case. Or it could be totally, I don't know. Anyways, so one thing that's really crazy about this fruit is the entire plant contains small amounts of a neurotoxic chemical called acetogenins. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. It contains small amounts of that. It's neurotoxic, which I'm sure just eating a fruit here and there doesn't bother you. The other thing of mention or of note was that there's an extract of the bark that if you inject it, it can induce paralysis. So I don't know if that bodes too well for adding that kind of thing to a beer. I mean, alcohol already causes you to get stupid. And then you might add this neurotoxic chemical or fruit or whatever that could cause paralysis. I don't know if I'd put that in a beer. But I'm sure the fruit or the flavoring, whatever, doesn't have any of that in it. So we'll get on into this. It seems like I've had a lot of strawberry beers this summer. Pear, that's pretty interesting to me. And this Cherimoya, I don't know what to think about that. I really need to find some of these weird fruits and just do some tastes of these weird fruits one day. And I'll put a picture of the Cherimoya up here somewhere because I've seen them at bigger grocery stores and things before and had no idea what it was. But we'll go back to the beer here. So on Untapped, it's got a 3.81 with 418 check-ins. I'm going to guess this is a strawberry color. On Beer Advocate, there's no score. And I guessed wrong. That's like carrot juice. Oh, God. I didn't roll it enough. That is super chunky. That was really chunky. I dropped this beer a couple times. I thought moving it around while I was talking was enough. That was pouring out chunky. There were big chunks falling out of this can. Man. I'm not sure if this is the kind of... I can see tons of stuff floating. I'm not sure this is the kind of beer I should be drinking it tonight before I go camping. It's got a nose on it. For a strawberry, pear, mango, and chamoy flavored beer, that's not the smell I expected. I mean, that's definitely mango. And like mango-like fruits, stone fruits chopped up. It's like a mixed fruit cup of stone fruits. Maybe a little mandarin orange in there. There's no head on this beer and hashtag dip your beak in it. Maybe one day I'll start a new channel where I just snort my beers like that weirdo lady that snorts all her food. Yeah, that's definitely not the scent I expected at all. I mean, it is mango, but everything else is like stone fruits, mandarin oranges, craziness. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but that is super chunky. There are chunks everywhere, floating around everywhere. I don't know what that is. I wish I had a bigger glass so I could swirl this around, maybe mix it up more. I mean, this beer, it almost looks like ice, but I don't know. It almost looks like ice to me. Wonder if that's chunks of ice. I mean, that's 17C. That's 10C. 13C. Let's go to the freedom units here for everybody. 50 degrees. 56 degrees. Yeah, I mean, it's not ice. That's just chunky. And that's like an orange carrot juice, carrot puree kind of color. Super chunky. Can't see through it at all. Had like a soda-like bubbly head that dissipated quickly. That looks like that weird fruit juice you get at hotels. Like, you know, the hotels that have those, like, the fruit juice dispenser. It has, like, water, orange juice, and something else. Or that mixed fruit juice you sometimes get at the hotel buffet. That's kind of like the breakfast buffet. That's kind of like the color this is. That does smell good. Unfortunately, it's not giving me that sour salivation I usually get. Well, I've talked enough. Let's try it. Cheers, everybody. I can feel those chunks touching my lips and touching my tongue. It's light-bodied and weird. Definitely pick up the mango. I don't know about the strawberry. Surprisingly, I think I do pick up the pear. I have no idea what Cherimoya tastes like. It's a Smoothie Style Sour Ale. I feel like this is a seltzer base. I don't know if they do seltzer-based beers or not. But this drinks and kind of tastes like a seltzer-based sour, which is disappointing. But I think a lot of their beers are that way. And that fruit juice, that crazy like orangish mixed fruit juice thing, you can get it like hotel breakfasts, either through the machine or sometimes I have it in pitchers. It kind of tastes like that. It's definitely mango. Maybe I do get a little bit of strawberries, pear. So there's a bunch of other flavors in there that just mixed fruits, but it's mixed. I don't want to say tropical fruits because it's not like pineapple, but it's mango, and then fruits kind of like mango. Maybe some strawberry in there. Definitely pick up the pear more than I drink it. And it's totally like that weird fruit juice that's not orange juice that you can get in hotels. Either out of the machine in the cheaper hotels or the classier hotels. They have it in the pitcher for breakfast. It is sweet. This would be good over ice. Really pretty, almost 100% sure this is a seltzer base. But I do enjoy the flavor. I would give it a horns up. It's not a crazy beer. It's not the best like fruited Slushy XL sour. And it seems like these Slushy XLs have become a dime a dozen from 450 North. Although they do a lot of great beers. This is still a good one. At seltzer based, I'm starting to get put off by the seltzer bases. I wish people would go back to doing true sours, true fruited sours. The thick, crazy, just real beer sours. I almost think that seltzer-based sours are cheating. Well, it is cheating. Because you just make a seltzer base and then add a bunch of fruits, whatever you want to make the flavor. Which is cool for a handful of beers, but it becomes cheating. It becomes cheap. And I don't know. What do you all think about seltzer-based beers? The seltzer-based sours? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to go off on a tangent about those, so I think I'm just going to end this here. Go check out 450 North. They do a hell of a lot of good beers. Their brewery is awesome. Their food is really good. The 450 North Corn Maze Beer Festival is super fun. It's a really cool time. Check out 450 North. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.